So when you're with a person that you can't be in their company without smoking weed, they're not they're not the person for you. That's not the person for you. That's not the person for you. Like, for example, in that movie, How High, what was that movie? Half Baked. But Half Baked, when Dave Chappelle was like, when I got with Mary Jane, like Spider-Man got with Mary Jane, he was like, when I got with Mary Jane, I didn't need to smoke weed no more. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, I didn't need to smoke weed no more. He was like, she was all the pleasure I needed, you know. But I'm like, when you with a person and you don't have to smoke weed because you're with them, that might be a good person for you. But if you are with a person and you don't have to smoke weed when you're with them, but they gotta smoke weed when they're with you, then even though they may be good for you, you're not good for them. And if you're with a person that whenever you're with them, you're like, man, if I don't smoke weed, we can't even be in the same goddamn room together without even saying, you know what I'm saying, without going at each other's necks or throats, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't gonna get along if we don't smoke weed. That is not the person for you. The person for you will be somebody who you can be around without smoking weed. Because when they smoke weed, when they're around you, that means that they're mentally bored or they're not challenged enough, or maybe they feel like you're too well grounded. You're too real for them. So you got to find somebody who you can be around without smoking weed and you enjoy each other's company like that. That might be something more along the lines of, and the same thing goes with drinking too. Like, if you got to be around somebody, you're like, yo, I need a drink. That means that person, drinking is an emotional thing. Drinking deals with emotions. You know what I'm saying? Weed deals with like intellectual challenges. Drinking deals with emotions. My man said she drink like a Pisces. MF Doom said she drink like a Pisces. Nah. He say she drink like a fishy. She wish she was a Pisces. So with that being said, it's almost like they create an emotional body. Drinking creates an emotional body where when you drink, it pushes you into emotions. It plunges you into that swimming pool, like Kendrick Lamar says, swimming pools. You know, because and when you drink like that, that means that you are in the company of someone who does not cater to your emotions. They have no emotional depth. So people will usually drink to create, they'll drink with a chosen person to create an emotional depth that is really not there. That's why they make jokes about people who drink and they'll be like, I start crying, you know what I'm saying? And then they get drunk and start talking. And then I got, you know, we had problems and they start crying, you know. They create an emotional body, but it's based upon them having emotional depth. So most people who drink, they're either blue or it's liquor. Alcohol, plants don't grow off alcohol. Plants grow off of sunshine. So plants grow off of people like who are hopeful, or they shine light, or at least elucidate. The truth is a light. Like saying that the truth might not be a lie, saying that the way out is here or there. It may be twists and turns in the truth, but at least that when you get some of that truth, you can make your way towards the light, like in a labyrinth or a maze created by Daedalus, you know what I'm saying, to house the Minotaur. But when you are smoking, then you're like saying, well, you know what, I can't talk to you on an intellectual level, so I have to smoke weed to dumb myself down, or to numb my intellectual capacity, so that I can deal with you, because you just really aren't on my level of intellectual. But some people, they feel like they're doing that, but they're not as articulate, which means that they may have good ideas, but they don't actually expound upon those ideas in a way that can actually be, you know, audibly digestible. Like they might not properly enunciate. Like me, I've been playing silly for so long, making jokes with, like, you know, saying the country ass accents and shit, and drinking vinegar has swollen my lips. You know what I'm saying? Drinking vinegar has swollen my lips, but I realized that, you know, that's just me adopting this new diet. I don't want to make my time. This new diet. You know what I'm saying? But I realized too, though, like, you know, but it's just really wild, because it's like people drink to create an emotional depth with people who they don't really have an emotional connection with. People smoke to decrease their intellectual capacity, because if you're doing all this on weed, then imagine what you could do when you're sober. sobriety. Sobriety's my bride. I'm married to sobriety. You know, some folk be like, well, yeah, you know, this person, I smoke because of so-and-so. And then, and the same thing applies with cigarettes. Drinking creates an emotional body. Smoking diminishes the your intellectual capacity and your intellectual, you know what I'm saying, sovereignty, or no, sovereignty, that's not the right word. Smoking decreases your intellectual accuracy so that you can deal with the other person's inaccuracy as well as exhibit your own intellectual inaccuracy, so as to create a connection where if you were sober, you would actually come to the conclusion, well, you know what, we're actually accurately not connecting. Even if down to one minuscule of a bit of logic where you all are just not really, you know, connecting. Like, what's his name? Chuck Woolery, The Love Connection. Oh, no, that was the Newlywed Game. No. That's Bob Eubanks. Chuck Woolery was the Love Connection. See, I had it right first time. So yeah, peace.